Hi, I'm Tara with Love Yoga. I'm here with the cancer support community today to bring you some strengthening and stretching exercises that will help you along your cancer journey. My connection to cancer was as a caregiver, and I lost my husband to melanoma a few years ago. I've learned through this process that it's really important to be strong, but also soft and vulnerable in life to help us through all the healing that needs to take place within. This class will alternate some gentle strengthening exercises and will meet some peaks of intensity and then soften to stretch and relax a bit in between the sets. This is similar to life, just as I said, that it's important to be strong, but also vulnerable and soft through your own cancer journey and having grace with yourself through the process. One important thing to note in this is that if you have any physical limitations or if your doctor has told you not to do any weight-bearing activity, then honor your body because less is more while you're healing. This is also a good class to do prior to starting treatment because it will help create strength within your body to prepare for that process. So we'll get started seated, so find a comfortable position. Something could be beneath you on your hips to perch you up a little bit higher than your knees, or you could sit back on your heels in hero's pose. We're just going to connect with our breath first because it's important to have that connection before we move into any physical activity. So just close your eyes. Feel your sit bones pressing down as your spine lifts long to allow the breath to move fluidly within. Begin to notice how the breath is flowing through your body, and if your inhales or your exhales are longer. Then just simply try to match the length of your inhales and exhales. I like to just start by inhaling for the count of 3 and exhaling for 3. If that is comfortable for you, you can extend the breath to counts of 4 or 5, even 6. This is also a breathing strategy that you could use at any point, maybe even when you're waiting in the doctor's office or for a scan. Just match your inhales and exhales and it will bring you into a greater sense of peace within. With that fluid flowing breath, begin to activate it into a more muscular breath known as Ujjayi, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose so that it constricts down the back of your throat. And we'll use this breath as we move through these exercises. Blink your eyes open and come into a tabletop position. If you have something to pad your knees like I have this blanket, you can place it underneath. We'll just take a cat-cow here, inhaling to lift the chest forward and exhaling to round, just to warm up the back. And then come to a neutral spine. Lift your right leg up and back, press your heel towards the back wall and even out your hips. Then draw into the belly so your core is active and let your left arm float up to the side. Really reach forward and kick back at the same time and hug everything into midline. Midline is your source of strength. Feel your core active. If this feels easy for you, you can lift your left foot and you start to wobble a little bit, again engaging the core. Take another breath here and then lower the left hand in your right leg. Take a cat-cow. And then we'll come back to that neutral spine to switch to the other side. Kick the left leg back. And then when you feel ready, that right arm floats up. Engage the core and hug everything to center. Breathe here, activate the Ujjayi breath. Decide if you want to stay or try to lift the toes, finding that wobble. And on an exhale, return your hand and knee to the mat. We'll take a cat-cow here, and then just come into a brief child's pose to rest, connect with the mat, slow down the breath and your heart rate for just a moment. We're finding this ease along with the strength. Begin to rock back onto your knees and bring your forearms down. Now also the hands can clasp and interlace here, which will give you a little bit more stability. Start to walk. Bring your hands to clasp, and then you can start to walk the knees back. And go to any distance that feels okay. The further back you go, the more you engage the core. If this is all very easy, then you can press into your heels, activate the core, and lift up into a forearm plank. Shift the shoulders over the elbows. Gaze is at your thumbs. Hug the belly up and in. You can slightly round the spine, and then let the belly drop, and then find that sense of hover in between. This is your point of strength. Breathe here. On an exhale, release your hips down. Hands come to the mat, shoulder width distance apart, and come into Sphinx pose. Let the chest shine forward, and just rock your neck side to side, releasing tension. We'll come back up onto your hands and knees. And before we come to standing, we're just gonna do a set of grounded push-ups. We're getting a little bit of arm strength here. So we'll keep the knees down, hug the elbows in. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, just let the chest hover, looking forward. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, hug the elbows in and lower. We'll do 4 more. Inhale and exhale. You got this. Last 2. Stay strong. You're gonna get a break in just a moment. Push up and back, child's pose. Lengthening the arms, rock the head side to side, slow down the breath, feel a sense of ease within. You can also make a pillow for the forehead here. We'll be coming up to standing, and since we're going to be moving into some leg exercises, we can go ahead and get started. As you come to a standing position, bring your feet hip-width distance apart. From here, begin to sit back like you're sitting into a chair pose, and then we want to scoop the belly in, let the pelvis tuck under, and arms float up overhead. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, sit back. Now we're going to reverse the breath here because this breathing pattern will help strengthen the pelvic floor. So inhale, sit down. Exhale, lift up slightly. Inhale and exhale. Now you can continue with these subtle chair pulses, or we can come into a little bit bigger squats to help create a little leg strength. So from here, if you'd like to go to the squats, turn the toes out and heels in. Feet are going to be more than hip width distance apart. Start with your hands just at your heart center or at your hips. And then we're going to inhale, let your hips come down, and then exhale, push up and open up the arms if that feels good. You can also keep your hands at your heart. Inhale, lower. Exhale, open. Continue with this. Inhale and exhale. We'll do 3 more of these. Really press down into your heels, feel the glutes fire as you rise. And then also think about those quads turning on as well. Presence in the legs. Last one. Then we'll bring our hands to our hips and just take a few little hip circles here. We're gonna do one more exercise standing for our leg strength, and then we'll come down onto the floor. So take the right leg forward and the left knee back. You'll start to come into this low lunge. And you can keep your hands on your hips here. Toes are gonna be tucked. Now, as we inhale, you're going to lift that back leg up and push back into the heel. And then exhale, lower the knee to hover. Inhale, lift and kick back. And exhale, release. You can add the arms, inhale to lift up, and exhale to cactus if you want a little shoulder opening. We'll do 3 more, inhale and exhale. Keep the core engaged here. Hands come down, knee comes down. And just come to your knees and switch legs. So left leg comes forward, right knee's back. Start with your hands at hips, toes are tucked. And then when you feel ready, we'll inhale, press that back heel back and raise the back knee. And then exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, bend. 3 more, inhale, maybe the arms come up with it. And exhale to cactus. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, you got this. Stay strong, hug the core in. Knee and hands come down. Nice work, left knee comes back. Let's just sit back onto the heels here into hero's pose for a moment. And just relax. Take a few breaths, slow the heart rate down, find a source of stillness and stability within. As you begin to control the breath again, you'll notice the heart rate is slowing down too. Now from here, we're going to start to make our way down onto your belly. Take your right arm long and then roll onto that arm so that your head is resting on it. You can bend your knees here, which will keep you a little bit more stable. We're going to do a few exercises that I've learned through my yoga therapy for cancer support classes, and they're called flippers and clamshells. And so we're working on our abduction and adduction. So we'll go with the flippers first. You inhale, you kick up that back heel and then lower it down. Inhale and exhale. We'll just do 2 more here to show you the point, and you can do more on your own anytime. And then we'll go straight into the clamshell. So we inhale, lift the left leg, and then we lower the knee back down. Inhale and exhale. And we'll do 1 more of these as well. Inhale and let it go. And then we'll straighten this leg. You can keep it bent too if you want more stability. This, you engage the core. Lift that left leg up and just take a few circles going forward, kicking through the heel. Really getting into the glutes now. And then we go backwards. Bend that knee. Draw the knees towards one another and reach behind for your ankle to take a quad stretch. One more breath here. And then we release down. And we'll roll to the other side and repeat the same flow there. The left arm comes long. Bend the knees in. Going for 4 counts, we'll start with the flippers. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, release down. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Moving to clamshells. Inhale, the knee lifts, and exhale, comes down. Going for 3 more. Each one moving with the breath. Keeping the knee bent or straightening it, we start to then raise the right leg and move the foot, circling, creating a little bit movement forward and then back. Coming to stop and then reaching for that foot, grabbing the ankle, breathing into the quad stretch, drawing your knees towards one another. Releasing the foot. This time roll onto your back. Take the left leg, hook the ankle over the right knee. And then you can stay here, pressing your hand into the inner thigh and the spine towards the mat to release that outer hip. Or you can thread the needle. Exhale, release the foot down and switch sides. Pressing the right hand into the inner thigh, the spine down. And then deciding if you want to thread and go a little deeper into the stretch. Now keep both knees hovering here. Hands can come behind your head. And we'll take a few slow bicycles. So we're just going to make the biggest circles possible, driving with your heel, straightening your leg. We're going to move forward, keeping the core active. The spine is pressing down. If you feel your spine lift, then try to inhale, press it down a little further to keep the core active and engaged. And then we'll go backwards, which definitely feels a little bit different. And then we'll come down with the feet. Release the arms by your side and just rock your knees side to side. From here, lengthen your legs long, the arms wide, and come into a resting pose so that you can absorb what you just did. You can stay here, you can come into legs up the wall, or if you have a chair, you can also place them there. I'm gonna do it just right here. And this pose is really great to do just to relax the nervous system, so you could do it anytime. I'm gonna swing the legs up, get them above my heart, arms out to a T. You can stay here for about 5 minutes. And when you're done, then you can just come back up and you're ready for your day. Thank you all for joining me for this strength and stretch video. I hope that it provided you with a few exercises from your head down to your toes that can help you and support you along your cancer journey. Namaste.